Hello all and welcome to Tale Inferno, and welcome to our first ever video game playthrough to really analyse a story that isn't just books. And I had to choose the Dragon Age series as the first video game playthrough on this channel. Now, why did I choose this particular video game series? Well, because I absolutely adore it. I've loved every single game that's come out from it, starting with Origins here, all the way through to the Veilguard. And what I'm really keen to be doing is to be playing all the games up to the Veilguard, I should say, to really see how the story progresses from beginning to where we're at with the Veilguard. Now, this isn't, obviously, as you can tell, this is not a first time playthrough. I've played the Dragon Age games multiple times. And it is by far one of my favourite series of games from a storytelling perspective. But I really want to share it with you guys because it is so outstanding in its story, its lore, and just everything about it, really. So yeah, I'm really keen to be able to share it with you guys. But what I'm also really keen about is there are some massive things that we learn in the lore in the Veilguard. I want to see the journey from Origins all the way to the Veilguard with all of that in mind. I can't wait to analyse the codexes and the interactions we have with characters and go, oh my god, that links to this or to that. So for those of you who may be watching this who haven't played the games, there will be spoilers in everything that I probably say. I'm going to probably link back to things in the Veilguard and to Inquisition and so forth. So this, as I said, this isn't a first time playthrough. I've played these games frequently, so but I'm still really keen to share it with you guys and to really analyse this story. That's what the basis of this is for me, is to truly analyse this story. I have played a lot of different versions and roleplayed different characters in this game, and I've tried different options and different outcomes in each of the games, but I'm really hoping with this playthrough to really go down choices that I don't usually choose and make my characters quite, I don't want to say chaotic, so to speak, but I really am keen to really be a bit more adventurous and maybe a little bit more, negative is not the right term, evil also isn't the right term, but I'm really going to try and be a little bit more of a, I don't want to say a more complex character, all characters are complex. I'm trying to make my characters a bit more different to what I normally do. My characters tend to be quite good leaders and kind and nice and what have you. We're going to flip that around and really go for something very different. With noting as well that I'm going to try and make sure that it doesn't impact the characters too much and the story too much, in the sense of, like, for those who have played Origins, you know that there is the option to desecrate the Andraste's ashes. But if you do that, you have to kill Leliana because she gets very mad at you. But then she comes back in the later games, and I don't particularly like that storyline. It's very strange to me. So things like that I'm probably not going to do. But I'm also hesitant to side with the Templars in the Tower because I don't want to lose Wynn as a character. And as you know, Wynn, I don't particularly think I could... you guys are going to see how not good I am at this game, really, from a playing and a survival perspective, if I lose Wynn. But we'll see what happens as I play through, as it will really determine, you know, I really want to stay true to my character. So without further ado, let's start a new game. I'm so excited about starting all the way back at Origins and playing all the way through to Veilguard and seeing how the story takes us, knowing what is going to happen in the Veilguard and how we start here. Origins, please. And so is the golden CD blackened, with each step you take in my hall, marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodies, 8:13. Ooh.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead, they destroyed it. were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. The Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness and prevail. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
Oh, Daddy Duncan.
We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Oh, it's such a good beginning to the game. It's really encapsulates everything that you need to know about what you're walking into. And I love the fact that this game is all about just the Blight and Grey Wardens and knowing that it will build into so much more. Oh my good gracious. So, from a character creation perspective, I am going to try and be Solus's worst nightmare, as I can put it. I am intending to be a female Dalish rogue who will be an archer, and they are going to absolutely hate humans and absolutely adore and worship the Dalish gods, which I think is quite funny knowing how tyrannical they were and the things that happened to, well, of what the elves were to what they have become, and knowing that, you know, the Dalish elves of this, of the Dragon Age is just so completely different to, you know, of all the history that's been lost. So that's the plan for this. So let's get started. So one thing that I will do is I'm going to try and read as much as I can. I am a lover for all things codexes and lore, and even though I have played these games many times and I've read these pieces of lore over and over again, I still think it's really important, particularly analysing the story from the beginning to the end to really understand the whole space of the lore, so that we can really see how things change and how things shift with the choices that we make and what we learn, and for us to giggle, for those of us who have played all the games, for us to giggle and go, oh my god, they don't even know what's coming. So I will try and read as much as I can, and so that we can all share this journey together. So very first for the character generation. So, oops, we have already gone too far. Go back a bit. So you'll see as well that I am playing on Xbox. I am a console player. I don't play PC. I know that that's pretty much like the most awful thing that a person can do. I know a lot of people who play Dragon Age play it on PC, and I completely understand why, but I have always been, from the very beginning time, a console player. The closest I have been to playing PC has been The Sims, and that's about it. So please bear with me. It's all going to look a bit different if you're used to seeing people play on PC. It also means that there's no mods or anything else like that. I've got all the DLCs downloaded. But anyway, bear with me. Alright, so starting off, character generation. So men and women in Ferelden are generally regarded as equals. Both genders are evenly represented in most organisations, noble houses and military forces. So we've got the three, we've got the human, elf and dwarf. I'm so very happy that when we get to Inquisition we can be Kunari, although both in Inquisition and the Veilguard, I mean, they look very different. Everybody has different opinions about that. So human, the most numerous yet the most divided of all the races. Only 4 times have they ever united under a single cause. The last centuries ago. Religion and the chantry play a large part in human society. It distinguishes them culturally from elves and dwarves more than anything else. Humans can be warriors, rogues or mages. Racial benefits, +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +1 magic, +1 cunning. Now we know we're going to be an elf, but once enslaved by humans, most elves have all but lost their culture, scrounging and impoverished living in the slums of human cities. Only the nomadic Dalish tribes still cling to their traditions, living by the bow and the rule of their old gods as they roam the ancient forests. Welcome nowhere else. Elves can be warriors, rogues or mages. Racial benefits, +2 willpower, +2 magic. I will note, I love playing a mage. It is usually my go-to. Whenever I play a game the first time, and there is like a warrior, mage, rogue class, I tend to always pick mage first. We'll see how I go as a rogue in this, rogue bow. Fingers crossed I do okay. And then finally dwarf. So rigidly bound by caste and tradition, the dwarves have been waging a losing war for generations, trying to protect the last stronghold of their vast underground empire from the Darkspawn. Dwarves are very tough and have a high resistance to all forms of magic, thus preventing them from becoming mages. Racial benefits, +1 strength, +1 dexterity, +2 constitution, 10% chance to resist hostile magic. Now let's select our dwarf elven lady. So the 3 classes are warrior, mage and rogue. So for warriors are powerful fighters focusing on melee and ranged weapons to deal with their foes. They can withstand and deliver a great deal of punishment and have a strong understanding of tactics and strategy. Specializations for a warrior include Berserker, Templar, Champion and Reaver. Class benefits, +4 strength, +3 dexterity and +3 constitution. Mage is dangerous as it is potent. Magic is a curse for those lacking the will to wield it. Malevolent spirits that wish to enter the world of the living are drawn to mages like beacons, putting the mage and everyone nearby in constant danger. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world. They threaten welcome to the fact that even though I love stories and I read all the time, I am terrible sometimes at reading. Because of this, mages lead lives of isolation, locked away from the world they threaten. Specializations include Spirit Healer, Shapeshifter, Arcane Warrior, and Blood Mage. Class benefits, +5 magic, +4 willpower, +1 cunning. Now I must admit, there was a part of me when I was thinking about my playthrough for Dragon Age Origins that I really wanted to be a female elf mage, because I loved the idea of really going down like an evil mage route of being a blood mage that, you know, wanted to rule all and be this evil mage and what have you. And I also just wanted to make Cullen super uncomfortable. I love the fact that you can flirt with him as a woman mage, like a female mage in this. And I really wanted to see that happen as you flirt with like Cullen in Inquisition and have that interaction with him where he mentions the fact that he had feelings for a mage. because I think it's such an interesting point of his character development of admitting that. But I've played a mage so many times, and I love the idea of going through this story starting off as I mentioned, Solus's like worst nightmare. So that leaves us with Rogue. So rogues are skilled adventurers who come from all walks of life. All rogues possess some skill in picking locks and spotting traps, making them valuable assets to any party. Tactically, they are not ideal frontline fighters, but if rogues can circle around behind their target, they can backstab to devastating effect. Rogue specializations are Ranger, Bard, Duelist, and Assassin. Class benefits +4 dexterity, +2 willpower, and +4 cunning. Now with the specializations, I'll probably go Ranger and maybe Bard, noting that Duelist and Assassin tend to be a bit more dual weapon oriented. Depending on how the playthrough goes and how I feel being a archer, I might go between the two and try and balance out archery and dual wielding, but we'll see how we go. So obviously we're going to be a Dalish elf, but we'll go over to City Elf first and read the background for that first. So for a City Elf, it would be, you have always lived under the heavy thumb of your human overlords, but when a local lord claiming his privilege with the bride shatters your wedding day, the simmering racial tensions explode in a reign of vengeance. But then for us, Dalish Elf, proud of your role as one of the few true elves, you have always assumed you would spend your life with your tribe, until a chance encounter with a relic of your people's past threatens to tear you away from everything you have ever known. So I'm going to be honest, I've never played the Dalish elf background before. The backgrounds that I have played have been the Circle Mage background and the Human Noble backgrounds. The backgrounds I have not played have been the Dwarven ones and the Elven ones. So that will be new for me. So we'll see how we go. And as I said, with Origins, the dialogue options tend to be quite varying. So I'm hopeful that I can really hone in on that hating the humans and being a fully proud Dalish elf. And as I said, be Solus's worst nightmare. So here we go. Alright, what is her name going to be? I haven't even thought this through. So after a very quick Google of some elven names, because I was totally not prepared for the name of my character, that is totally... I know what names I'm going to give my other characters. I didn't even think about my first Dalish elf characters. That's terrible. But I'm going to go for Amara. I think that's a beautiful name. And according to Google, from an elven perspective, it means eternal life or something like that. So I like that, or eternal. So Amara it is. That really resonated with me. So let's go ahead and start this character creation. Greetings. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my character. I'm going to cut this out because I know that sometimes people don't like watching character creator, and character creator can take a really long time. So I'm going to hit pause on this and I will be right back with my character. So watch this space. Alrighty, so we're back and this is my beautiful Amara. So I've really gone for, she's got the cocky voice. So I thought that was a cool idea to make her sound cocky. I've really gone all out with the tattoo, the hair, trying to be gold, blue eyes, just really going for someone who I think looks really powerful and is really going to whoop every single person's ass. Yeah, no, I'm very happy with Amara Mahariel, I think is her last name. So Amara Mahariel is really rolls off the tongue. But yes, no, very happy with how this turned out. I think she's beautiful and I can't wait for her to be very in your face with humans and absolutely let them know how she feels. She is not going to be a kind and a sacrificial Grey Warden. She's totally not going to be that kind of Grey Warden. She's just going to get down and dirty and get things done. So let's hit next. Alright, my least favourite part, because this is where you find out how not good I am at video games, because I'm going to put these in where I think is right. I'm sure everybody has their own way of determining how they want their characters to be built. I'm just going to do it the way that I think is the right way to do it and how I feel is the right way to do it. But everybody does this differently, so bear with me. Just because I played this game many times does not mean I'm any good at it. I'm here for the story, and I'm here for the laughs and the lols and having a good time. Not necessarily here to be the best gamer ever. So keep that in mind. Alright, so strength measures a character's physical prowess and directly affects the damage a character deals in physical combat. It also contributes to the accuracy of melee attacks. High strength is essential for warriors, in particular if they wish to wield two-handed weapons, and is nearly as critical for rogues. Dexterity is the measure of agility, reflexes, and balance. High dexterity improves a character's chances to hit, makes the character more likely to dodge incoming blows, and contributes to the damage dealt by piercing weapons like daggers or arrows. Archery and dual weapon fighting styles demand high dexterity to master, making this attribute a favourite for rogues. Willpower represents a character's determination and mental fortitude. With high willpower, mages can cast more spells thanks to a deeper mana pool. For warriors and rogues, willpower grants more stamina for combat techniques and special attacks. Magic is the measure of a character's natural affinity for the arcane. This attribute is crucial for mages, since it directly increases a character's spell power score, which determines the potency of all spells. The magic attribute also determines how effective potions, poultices, and salves are for all classes. Cunning determines how well a character learns and reasons. Most skills, such as herbalism or combat tactics, require a quick mind to master, and an observant eye can more easily find weaknesses in enemy armor. Rogues benefit most from this statistic, as many of their class abilities and special attacks rely on subtlety or reading the target, not raw strength. And constitution represents health and resilience. Higher constitution directly increases the amount of damage a character can take before falling on the battlefield, which I'm sure I am going to do over and over again. So I'm thinking I'm going to add 1 into constitution for good luck. I'm going to add 2 in dexterity and 2 into cunning. So we've got coercion, making the character more influential and persuasive. We've got stealing, trap making, survival, herbalism, poison making, combat training, and combat tactics. So for me, I'm going to go straight into coercion, because coercion is really important. I think I'm going to focus on coercion and survival for my rogue character, and obviously I'll build up combat training as well to be able to get more skills. So that's where I think I'm going to focus on. But firstly, always coercion. I always love having a persuasive character, and I think my rogue character is going to be the master of words, but also someone who is going to tell people to back off. So coercion it is. Nice. All right, so we've got dirty fighting. That's good. What do we have here? So below the belt, the rogue delivers a swift and unsportsmanlike kick to the target, dealing normal combat damage as well as imposing penalties to defense and movement speed unless the target passes a physical resistance check. Deft hands. All rogues have some understanding of opening locks and spotting traps, but particularly dexterous hands and a steady grip will give the character a bonus when picking locks or disarming traps. The character's cunning score also contributes to these skills. Stealth. The rogue has learned to fade from view, although perceptive enemies may not be fooled. Taking any action beyond movement, including engaging in combat or using items, will still attract attention. If the rogue initiates combat while still stealthed, the first strike is an automatic critical hit or backstab. Now I want to try and focus on archery, but I'm aware that it's probably going to be an interesting area to try and focus on. I think I'm definitely going to do deft hands from a lock-picking perspective, at least to start that. And I'll get something in archery. So we've got experience fighting in tight quarters has taught the archer to fire without interruption even when being attacked. So this is passive, okay. Pinning shot is activated, very long range. A shot to the target's legs disables the foe, pinning the target in place unless it passes a physical resistance check and slowing movement speed otherwise. And rapid shot, which is sustained. It's a personal, okay. So speed wins out over power while this mode is active. as the archer fires more rapidly, but without any chance of inflicting regular critical hits. Oh. Can I get that fixed? I think I'm going to go for pinning shot just to have an activated ability when we're going into this to do something fun, but watch this be a bad choice. And we'll go normal. Here goes nothing.
You were born amidst the Dalish elves, noble wanderers who refused to join the society of humans that subjugated their homeland so long ago.
Oh, I love his
Dalish
voice.
travel the land in tightly knit clans, struggling to maintain their half-forgotten lore in a human world that fears and despises them. You spend your time hunting with your clanmate Tamlin in the forests, and as is sometimes the case, your quarry is not always the local wildlife.
It's a Dalish!
And you three are somewhere you shouldn't be.
Let us pass, Elf. You have no right to stop us.
No? We will see about that, won't we?
I'm going to stuff you up.
I found these humans lurking in the bushes. Bandits, no doubt.
We aren't bandits, I swear. Please don't hurt us.
Oh,
You
Come on,
Shemlin are pathetic. It's hard to believe you ever drove us from our homeland.
We've never done nothing to you, Dalish. We didn't even know this forest was yours.
This forest isn't ours, fool. You've stumbled too close to our camp. You Shems are like vermin. We can't trust you not to make mischief. What do you say, Lethalon? What should we do with him?
Oh, okay. All right. How exciting. Oh my god. So I completely forgot, right? So I have seen people play the Dalish Elf playthrough before, and I completely forgot that the Dalish Elf origin was related to Meryl's Dalish clan. So when they said Tamlin, I was like, that's right. This is related to Meryl, which I think is really interesting. I don't know what that looks like from what that means for Dragon Age 2. Like, does that change any of Meryl's dialogue when she talks about Tamlin? Like, does she talk about the fact that the hero for Elden was from her clan? That is so interesting. This is so exciting. Alrighty. So, obviously, I don't want anything to do with these people, but what options do I have? So I've got kill them. What do I care? The others will never know. Let them go. You judge humans too harshly. Let's find out what they're doing here. Give them a warning. Killing them will only bring trouble. So obviously I'm leaning towards 1, but I want to find out what they're doing here. Like, will that instantly kill them, or do I find out what they're doing here if I choose 3? Do I get the option to kill them once I find out what they're doing here? Fuck it. Kill them. What do I care? The others will never know.
I like the sound of that. Anything to say in your defense, Shems?
Look, we didn't come here to be trouble. We just found a cave.
Yes, a cave. With ruins like I've never seen. We thought there might be,
Treasure? So you're more akin to thieves than actual bandits.
If you've been there, you should have treasure to prove it. Ha, I'd like to see these ruins. We know this far out there are caves, no ruins, you lie. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Like, I wonder if that's a... Well, if you've been there, you should have treasure to prove it, as if, like, I'm going to take that off your bodies. Or, ha, I'd like to see these ruins.
But I have proof. Here, we found this just inside the entrance.
This stone has carvings. Is this Elvish? Written Elvish?
There's more in the ruins. We didn't get very far in, though.
Why not? How do you know that's Elvish, Tamlin? This sounds like a trap, don't believe it. How do you know that's Elvish, Tamlin?
I've seen something similar on the Keeper's scrolls. And this is all you found? Why didn't you look for more?
There was a demon. It was huge with black eyes. Thank the Maker we were able to outrun it.
A demon. Where is this cave?
Just off the west, I think. There's a cave in the rock face and a huge hole just inside.
Well, do you trust them? Shall we let them go?
No. Kill one, the others will make sure no one else comes. You frighten them enough, they won't bother us. So they can bring a mob to drive us out. Kill them all!
Yes. One could expect no less from a Shem. This will not take long.
Yeah. This is going to be fun.
Well, shall we see if there's any truth to this story? These carvings make me curious.
Sounds like a good idea. Should be informed the keeper. I'm not sure. I've had a bad feeling. Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
And if we find anything, the keeper will want to know.
Alrighty, we're in it. Okay, I need to remember how. Oh, hello. I've got to remember how to play Origins. While I have played it many times before, I have also not played it for a while. Okay, so we've got Tamlin and I, which that's how I go between the two. Thank you. Can I chat to you? Hello, sir.
Come on already. Let's look for this cave. They said it was to the west.
Cool. Alright, that's just the pause menu. Yep. Cool. Alright. So we're going in that direction. A child of the Dalish. You are out hunting with your friend Tamlin. Your clan has passed this way many times before, and you are sure the forests hold no more secrets for you. Or does it? Dun dun. Find the cave. You and Tamlin found humans near the cave and killed them, so they couldn't cause any trouble. They had with them elven artifacts that they said they picked up from some ruins in a cave near here. If the cave really contains some of the lost history of your people, it would be worth locating. Well, this will be interesting. And then we've got all this fun stuff that we'll get to later. Cool, so we've got that, we've got our completed, we've got a codex, which we will read through, just not right now as we've started, but we're going to go through these individually and read them all when we get to that point, but for now we'll start this off. Oh no, what I wanted to see was, do I have a why can't I compare? Of course it does. Alright, good start. I thought I would have had a bow. Turns out I don't, so that was a really good choice of stuff from me at the beginning there. Cool. Vestments of this year. Oh, so these are the... Okay, that's fine. Okay. I was going to say, I don't think I could have gone up to 34 dexterity at the beginning. Okay, that's fine. Okay, look. Hopefully I pick up a bow sooner rather than later. Maybe these guys had a bow on them? Anyone? Anyone? No? Alright, okay, let's just start going. This is very exciting. Not exciting that I don't have... Okay, that's how I get those. Okay. Not exciting that I don't have a bow, but we live and we learn. I can't wait to get one to use my activated shot. Anyway, here goes nothing. Time for combat. Yes. Go! Come on. Oh, you've got a... Hang on. I'm gonna steal your bow from you. Nope, okay. Don't you have a... I'm sure I'll figure out these buttons at some point. Ah ha hey ha hoo ha, there it is. That's what I want. Gracias, amigo. Alright, dead Hulla. Okay, got my codex about the Hulla. Time to learn about Gillanane and her wonderful, wonderful things and stuff. Alright, open. Success. Oh, story of the Priscillian Forest. Nice. Cool. Now, I am someone who likes to try and find everything, but that is not to suggest that I will find everything. But I do my best to try and find as much as possible. So, bear with me as I look in every single crevice. Something to sell. Oh.
This must be the cave. I don't recall seeing this before, do you?
No, I don't. Let's check it out.
My thoughts exactly. With luck, we'll find something that will make us clan heroes.
Absolutely. So I'm really trying to go into that whole cocky side of her. That's my idea, is I really, really want her to be like, oh yeah, no, I can do anything. And also...
It looks like the Shem was telling the truth. But these ruins look more human than elven.
Dun dun. But yeah, no, I really want her, like, I really want to play into that cockiness of, you know, I'm so good at everything that I do and no human can be better than me and what have you. So I can't wait to absolutely tell Duncan to get stuff. And I also can't wait to tell Kaylin to get stuff. That is going to be fun. A cocoon, fabulous. Give. Have I picked up anything worthwhile? No, I don't want that. Is that better for you, sir? Not really. Wrong button. I've got the same things on, so that's fine. What about you? Are you, I'm sure there is a quicker way to get to equipment from there. Oh yeah, we're wearing the same thing. Who would have thought? Whoop! Get back up, back up, back up, back up, back up.
Yes. Going.
He hit them. Sick. Alright, well, we do our best. I really needed to probably go back with that, but that's okay. Got some gloves. Open this chest. To Vinter Shield, eh? I'm not too worried about this at the very beginning, if I'm going to be honest, because why would I be worried about it? Oh, why can't I wear it? Oh, because of these strength, and I'm a weak elf. I cannot wear gloves. Alrighty, which way? I'm assuming this all goes to the same location, right? Sounds like...
So simple to see, really. Huh. Going. Oh, right.
Really good.
Oh, I'm good. I've been waiting for this.
Yes. And then off.
Come on, Tanya, I'm sure you're doing just fine. Oh, yep, nope, forget, you do have to reapply. Smack him! There you go. Real super fun. I am going to have to get used to that. Now, my question is, can I change... Well, that goes between those. How does one change their equipment on the fly? Because it's not that. Is there a way? Because those are my talents. That goes straight to inventory. Advanced. Aha! Alright, that's good to know. Okay. I am learning once again how to play this game and learning all the buttons, all the fun things. Completely forgot about this. That's alright. Okay, let's see. We'll grab all of this off of you. Not that I need lyrium right now. What does my map look like? Okay, we're gonna go this way just to check it out.
Don't look now.
Ooh! Yep, cool. Nice. We love to see it. Take that.
Trap.
Oh, yep. There is certainly traps. And I'm getting a lot of stuff. Any other stuff worthwhile for me? Oh, it's the same thing. Nice. That's fine then. I
So
won't worry
simple to
about it.
see, really. Oh, this should be fun.
Get him! Get him! Get him!
How'd you like them apples?
I'm on.
Get him!
Yes.
Oh, I love missing. Oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing to do. Oh, nice downtime.
This place makes
Oh,
me nervous.
hi! What do you think of all this? Sorry, what do you think all this is?
I'm not sure. This looks like a very old human place. Why would they build this? And why would elven artifacts be here? Maybe some of our ancestors lived here. In caves, like the dwarves. I'll stick to roaming the land myself.
Ooh. This doesn't feel like anyone's home. More likely the elves here were slaves. Do you think the keeper will want to come here? Why did you want to come down here so badly? I can't ask that question because I also wanted to come down here so badly. So that would make no sense to me asking that question. Probably more likely the elves here were slaves.
The keeper said it took a long time for slavery to erase our ancestors' history. Maybe whoever lived here still wrote and spoke Elven. It does feel sinister here, doesn't it? Well, whatever it is, it won't stop me. A Dalish hunter fears nothing.
That is right, Tamlin.
This place makes me nervous.
So talk if that will calm you down.
I suppose so. Hey, weren't you supposed to be assisting Master Verathorn today? How did you end up coming with me?
Oh, I wanted to be with you, of course. Actually, it's a punishment. Oh, I got out of it. I prefer to hunt. You know me, I get away from camp whenever I can. I wanted to be with you, of course. Actually, it's a punishment. Oh, I haven't really thought about how flirtatious she is. Like, she's cocky and she hates humans. She's Dalish through and through. Master Varathon. Would she flirt with him? It could be a good... Would it be? Because obviously he disappears. Would that make her more angrier? Grammatically, what I just said is not correct. Does that make her angrier? More likely to be upset about everything? You know me, I don't think she will. I think she'd say, you know me, I get away from camp whenever I can. You know me, I get away from camp whenever I can.
I've never known anyone so eager to wander. I bet you'll end up a flat ear someday, living in the cities like a shem.
What?
Let's just find whatever's here and get out. We can talk later.
That's not what I meant!
This place makes me nervous.
Let me say that again.
I suppose so. Hey, weren't you supposed to be assisting Master Verathorn today? How did you end up coming with me?
Oh, I should stick with my guns. I wanted to be with you, of course.
I thought that might be the case. I'm glad. Let's just find whatever's here and get out. We can talk later.
Hey, that's right. She's Dalish, as if someone... I think she would slap him if he said that and was just like, oh, you'd probably go off to the Shem one day. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? She absolutely would not. And I'd like to think that Timon would know that. You know what? Stuff you. I am going to flirt with you.
Don't
and
look now.
Oh, I'll get that XP. Thank you very much. Thank you. I might in future have a look at changing up my setup where it comes to where my camera is and everything else if there's a better spot for it.
I can't believe this.
Oops.
You recognize this statue, don't you?
It's worn, but it looks vaguely familiar.
Back when our people lived in Arlathan, statues like these honored the creators. When the Shems enslaved us, much of that lore was lost. This looks like human architecture, with the statue of our people. Can these ruins date back to the time of Arlathan?
Ooh. This isn't the time or place for a history lesson, Tamlin. It's interesting. So much of our past is lost to us. We're nowhere near Arlathan. And this proves nothing, perhaps, but there isn't much left down here. I think she would say it's interesting. So much of our past is lost to us because she is very passionate about the past.
I'd never have guessed ancient elves might have lived here. With humans.
I don't think so. It's giving me Gillenane vibes. Anything else down here? But yeah, as I was saying, bear with me, as this is the first time I've ever recorded and done a video game playthrough, so hopefully this all goes well, but bear with me if there's any, you know, technical difficulties per se. This is my current setup. I might in future playthroughs move some of the things around, so my camera might be in a different spot later on, so but bear with me, we'll figure it out. Oh my good gracious. Hello? Oh, well that's not fun. How about you stop doing that? I'll go and do this instead. I cannot believe you've done this.
Not a chance.
Get. Alright, I am missing like there is no tomorrow. How about you heal? Thank you. Something tells me my character is a whole lot better at this. Also, that sound.
This place is haunted.
There we go. Just turn it down a little bit. Good gracious. Sorry, I realise that this sound is probably quite loud compared to what it was before. So, bear with me. Right, in we go. Whoop, saving.
And I'm off.
Oh. Don't get. Why do you have to come to me? Get out of here.
And I'm off. Not enough. Why?
Can you bugger off? Pinning shot, please. Oh god, no! Send help! I was...
By the creators. What was that thing?
I saw my health go down so little and I was like, no, I can take this on one more hit and I'll be good if I just get one more shot and then I get mauled. Can you imagine? Alrighty, okay, we are going to level up. Okay, what are we going to put in what? 1, 1, 1. I'd say, ooh, oh. Warriors and rogues gain access to second tier weapon talents as well as bonus stamina to regeneration. Mages can take more damage from an attack before it interrupts their spell casting. Oh. Improved coercion. I have to. I just have to. Alright. We're going to do, oops, melee archer. Experience fighting in tight quarters has taught the archer to fire without interruption even when being attacked. I'm going to do that because I do keep getting interrupted. So, accept. Cool. Alright. I'm happy with that. Nice. Alright, let's go. And check out this. I wonder what it is. What could possibly be this mirror? Actually, I want to have a look around it. It's so interesting to see the design changes when it comes to the Illuvians over time. Like this, I've got 2 people next to it. What is it meant to represent? Are they elves? I think they're elves. It would make sense that they would be designed as elves, right? Anyway.
It's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder what the writing says.
The keeper might be able to translate it. Stand back, we can't be sure. Do not touch the glass.
Not that we'd leave a fingerprint on it. See how clean it is? Not a single smudge or crack. I wonder what this writing is for. Maybe this isn't... Hey, did you see that? I think something moved inside the mirror.
Inside the mirror? Let me see. What could possibly go wrong?
Look, don't you see it?
Oh,
There
yeah.
it is again. Can you feel that? I think it knows we're here. I just need to take a closer look. It's showing me places. I can see some kind of city. Underground. And there's a great blackness. It saw me. Help! I can't look away!
Jeez. Uh-oh. What could possibly go wrong? Looking at this mysterious
Can you
mirror
hear
with...
me?
Oh.
I am very sorry.
Duncan, I love you so much, and I'm going to be so rude to you. It's going to hurt my heart. Oh my goodness gracious. I feel cold looking at what I'm wearing. Because
You're
it's cold
awake.
where I am right now.
You've the god's own luck, Lethalon.
Oh, hello.
You're back at camp.
Who are
Everyone
you?
is worried sick about you. How do you feel?
Fenarel. How did I get here, Fenarel? Fine, Fenarel, but a little worried. Groggy? Sorry, I read the last sentence and that at the same time, and I saw worried and groggy and got groggied. Fine, Fenarel, but a little groggy. Groggy, worried, where is Tamlin?
We don't know. The Shem who brought you here saw no sign of him.
There was a human. We encountered Shems in the forest, but we killed them. I don't remember anything. I was in a cave and nothing. We encountered Shems in the forest, but we killed them.
Oh, the Keeper's not going to like that. But I doubt those Shems have anything to do with the one who found you. He was a Grey Warden and appeared out of nowhere with you slung over his shoulder. You were delirious with fever. He said that he found you outside a cave in the forest, unconscious and alone. He left you here and ran off again. The Keeper's been using the old magic to heal you.
I need to talk to the Keeper right away. Is anyone looking for Tamlin? The Shemlin was a Grey Warden. Will I be alright? The Shemlin was a Grey Warden?
So he claimed. I just wish he'd told us where that cave was. Most of the hunters are looking for it right now. But the Keeper wanted to talk to you as soon as you awoke. Stay here. I'll get her.
I see you are awake, Dalan. It is fortunate Duncan
jeez.
found you when he did. I know not what dark power held you, but it nearly bled the life from you. It was difficult even for my magic to keep you alive.
Keeper Marathari, you look very different. I also really like your outfit. Duncan, I know not what dark power held you, but it nearly bled the life from me. It was difficult even for my magic to keep you alive. Well, thank you. Duncan, is that the one who brought me back? I kept telling Tamlin that we should have come back. Well, that's a lie. And if anything, my warden is going to be anything but a liar. She's too cocky for that. I think there is that level of honesty that comes with telling people how you feel and not necessarily caring what other people feel, and that's the kind of vibe I'm trying to get with my character. What happened to us? Then Tamlin could be sick as well. Duncan, is that the one who brought me back?
Yes, he introduced himself as a Grey Warden. Duncan thought there may have been darkspawn creatures inside the cave. Is that true?
Oh, I didn't see. Were there any darkspawn? No, I don't think so. All I remember was the mirror. Why listen to anything a Shemlin says? I'm not sure. What does a darkspawn look like? Did he not go inside the cave himself and see? There were walking corpses and other strange monsters. Why listen to anything a Shemlin says?
The Grey Wardens are an old and honorable order, Dalen, and we Dalish have enough enemies. Was he correct?
Wow, I'm not sure. What does a darkspawn look like? Did he not go inside the cave himself and see? I'm not sure. What does a darkspawn look like?
Like a man, but dark and tainted with evil. Perhaps you fought one in the cave and it wounded you.
No, it was the mirror. There were many monsters and dead men that walked. The creatures inside were nothing like that. No, it was the mirror.
A mirror. And it caused all this? I have never heard of such a thing in all the lore we have collected. I was hoping for answers when you woke, but there are only more questions. And Tamlin remains missing. He is more important than any lore in these ruins. If he is as sick as you were, his condition is grave. Duncan returned to the cave to search for Darkspawn, but we cannot rely on him to look for Tamlin as well. We must go ourselves, and quickly. Do you feel well enough to show us the way, Dallin? Without you, we will not find it.
Could I simply describe the way to someone? I think she would want to keep her Dalish people safe, particularly with a human out there. So I am up for it, Keeper. I feel fine.
I am relieved to hear it. I am ordering the clan to pack the camp so we can go north. Take Merrill with you to the cave.
Hey.
Find Tamlin if you can, but do it swiftly.
Take Merrill to the cave and find Tamlin. I understand. The clan is leaving. Are you not interested in the ruins in the mirror? Why do you want me to take Merrill? The clan is leaving?
If there is any truth to what Duncan said, then Darkspawn may show up in these parts soon. We must get away from that horde. But that is not our only concern. Did you encounter any other humans out in the forest?
Oh yeah, I did. 3 of them, but we killed them all.
So I feared. You have stirred up a hornet's nest, Dallin. Their village blames us for your actions. As everywhere, our people are not welcome here. We have stayed too long, and we must move on, quickly.
Ah, stuff them. You're going to let those Shemlin drive us off?
Our clan could slaughter their entire village if we cared to. But at the cost of bringing their king's rage down on our heads. These people are simple, and have simple fears.
Kaelin wouldn't care.
This is their land, so we will go peacefully.
Are you not interested in the ruins in the mirror?
I would be lying if I said I was not. But whatever knowledge lies in that cave is not worth our children. I send you back with hopes of finding Tamlin, and that is all.
Why do you want me to take Merrill?
Merrill knows a degree of my magic. Tamlin's chances of surviving the journey back are greater with her help. I also wish for Merrill to see this cave and mirror. She has a sense for these things, and could shed light on the nature of this illness.
Oh dear. And sets up the events of Dragon Age 2. But doesn't Merrill risk getting ill as well?
You recovered, and Merrill will too. Still, be careful. Should you come upon this strange mirror again, do not touch it.
Alright, take Merrill to the cave and find Tamlin. I understand.
Go quickly, for Tamlin's life hangs in the balance.
I have questions about this Grey Warden. I'm curious about these Darkspawn you mentioned. I need more equipment for. I have questions about this Grey Warden.
When Tamlin's life is at stake? Oh, very well.
Why did you believe anything the Shemlin said?
He seemed honorable, and his care for your safety speaks well of him. I trust my judgment.
Wow. How did he know where to bring me?
He said he'd been looking for our clan, and had a hint of our whereabouts. As I said, you were fortunate. It is possible he sought a volunteer to join their order.
Dalish have joined these Grey Wardens before?
Indeed. The Grey Wardens once consisted of the best from all races. I know of no Dalish joining them since the days of the Darkspawn Wars, however.
What if he asks for one now?
Always eager to wander, Joining the Grey Wardens would be a great honor.
That's not what I meant.
But he has not.
She doesn't want to be a Grey Warden at this point. She does not want to have anything to do with them. She was more interested. I think my character, I reckon Amara meant that as a, but what if he asks, do we have to give someone up? But everybody seems to think I want to leave. I don't want to leave. That's not what my character wants. Back off. She wants to stay here and kill people. Sorry. She wants to stay here and just stuff up the lives of humans, I thought the Grey Wardens had disappeared. I'll be clear, I do know most of the answers to this, obviously. I know what the Grey Wardens are, obviously. But as part of this playthrough, we're going to go through as many questions as we possibly can that suit my character. Because obviously there's the codex that gives us a lot of lore, but there is also lore that we get through the conversations that we have with people. We'll unlock codexes that way as well. And I'm just interested to know what these characters say and how I can link it back to some of the stuff that we've seen in like the Veilguard and stuff like that. So I thought the Grey Wardens had disappeared.
Not quite, Dylan. After they defeated the Darkspawn long ago, the Grey Wardens' numbers diminished greatly over the centuries. It seems the humans have little use for them if Darkspawn aren't actively raising their lands. I suppose the thought of Darkspawn returning one day did not occur to them.
And have they returned?
The Grey Warden thinks so. A war may be in the offing. If so, we must get as far away from it as possible.
Ooh, could we not help in the battle? She wouldn't say that. She wouldn't want to have anything to do with it. So are these wardens great warriors?
They are the best and most noble of all races, Dalen. Few can achieve their standards.
Noble of all races. But being a Grey Warden isn't a race. Okay. I have no more questions about the Grey Warden Keeper.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
No, I have more questions. I'm curious about these Darkspawn you mentioned.
Remember that Tamlin needs your help.
Tamlin, I know, is going to die. I know he's going to disappear, alright? It's part of the Dragon Age 2 story. Didn't the Grey Wardens destroy the Darkspawn long ago?
They destroyed the last horde of Darkspawn to threaten the surface centuries ago. It doesn't mean they extinguished them all.
You think this cave was a Darkspawn lair?
Darkspawn are savage, uncultured creatures. More akin to locusts than men. They may have befouled the cave, but they did not build what is there. From the Warden's description, it may have been a temple devoted to an old god. Should we return, I may see it for myself.
Why did the Grey Warden think I had met a Darkspawn?
Darkspawn are filthy, diseased beasts that taint the very air around them. The Grey Warden seemed to think your illness came from this taint. Since you did not meet any Darkspawn, I don't see how that could be. No doubt he was mistaken.
What is a Darkspawn exactly? I've never seen one before.
They are mostly boogeymen, used to frighten human children. In modern times, they are rarely seen on surface lands. But rumor holds that great numbers dwell in the ancient tunnels of the Draganland, the dwarves.
Oh.
They obliterate all that is in their path. Like a plague of locusts, they spread disease and misery when they come to the surface. An event to be feared, without doubt.
Do we ever hear the dwarves ever get referred to as the Draganland in any other Dragon Age game? Or in anything? Any other conversation? Okay. Could that bear-like monster have been a Darkspawn?
The old tomes say Darkspawn come in as many varieties as surface creatures. They also say that many Darkspawn are seen only during what the humans call a blight. Perhaps your bear monster was one of those.
What do we call it? If the humans call it a blight, what do we call it? I don't know. I have no more questions about the Darkspawn Keeper.
Then do not tarry. Find Tamlin quickly.
But I need more equipment before I go.
Master Island can help you. Go to him and ask to see his stock.
Alright, goodbye. See you later, Keeper Marathari. Ooh, how exciting. Okay, alright. Pile of sacks. Another one of these. I'm gonna get some money. So this Fenaril. Grab the sack. What else can I find around here? What is around here? Invisible wall, but not really an invisible wall because it is a tree trunk blocking the way. Alrighty. What else is there? What can I find around here? Alright, let's go talk to Fenaril.
Is the Keeper sending you back to that cave to look for Tamlin?
Why do you want to know? Yes, I'm going with Meryl. Yes, though I don't know why. Does everyone know about the cave? Why do you want to know?
I want to go with you. Keeper Marathari probably won't approve, but I can help find Tamlin.
Yeah, come along. I don't see why not. I'm only supposed to take Meryl.
Tamlin's my friend too. I want to help find him. If Meryl can risk it, so can I.
Oh yeah, stuff it. Alright. I will not disobey the keeper. I think I would. I suppose I won't stop you then. No, I can't take you. Alright, come with this. I suppose I won't stop you then.
Good. I'll follow you. Just to make sure Meryl doesn't go running to the keeper when you tell her I'm coming.
Alright, come with me. The more the merrier, I say. Oh, hello. Oh, Fenarel! Hi, Soulless. The statue is a... Yep. It is dedicated to Fenarel. Sorry, Fenarel. Fenharel. Elf woman.
I'm glad you survived. Losing 2 of our young would be a great blow to the clan.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear it. Eldest of the Sun. Elganon! The Elven God of Vengeance and that. Yep, okay. I loved having that over the top of the other thing. That's okay. I know what that is. I'll take the small scroll, thank you. We have got some reading to do, but I just want to... please, please. The City Elves. Are you a hunter?
That Shemlin was a Grey Warden. They are supposed to be great warriors.
Pavel. Pavel?
So you have returned to us, Dalen. We are grateful you're whole and well.
The Shemlin are responsible for this. I'm glad you're here as well, Haran. Sure, old man. The Shemlin are responsible for this.
The Shemlin, eh? And I suppose the Shemlin dragged you into that cave, twisted your arms to prevent you from coming to tell the keeper of it first?
Yes. We wanted to see if there was anything to tell. Tamlin insisted we go inside. That's not true. You're right, Haran, we should have come back. No, we wanted to see if there was anything to tell.
Once you saw what was inside, you should have returned. But you kept exploring, didn't you?
Don't yell at you.
Suppose your youth can be forgiven. Sadly, Tamlin pays the price. Losing you would be a terrible crime, Dalen. You belong to more than just yourself, or do you not remember?
I'm sorry, who else do I belong to? What do you mean?
Let us tell these children of the fall of the Dales. You can honor me by sharing in the telling.
Oh my god. Tell it yourself, I'm no storyteller. Welcome to Tale Inferno. I'm no storyteller. I don't know if I remember all of the tale. Tell it yourself, I'm no storyteller. What is she? So here's the thing, she's a very proud Dalish. And I don't know if her... like, she's honest. She hates humans. I don't know if she's, like, super patient with her people. But that wouldn't make much sense. She loves her people, so... I'd say she'd be very happy to tell the children of the fall of the Dale. So certainly, Haran.
Come then. Help me as I go along.
Right.
Children, hear
It's a
of
test.
the fall of the Dales. Hear the tale of what makes you Dalish. Would you care to begin, Dalen?
Long ago we were slaves to Huron. Why don't you... well, it starts with a mummy elf and a daddy elf. No, we would be serious in this matter because my Dalish elf is super proud of this. So long ago we were slaves to the humans.
Yes, slaves to a terrible empire. The humans built on the darkest magic. When it fell, we became free. We built a homeland in the Dales, worshipping the creators, and rebuilding the culture and history we lost in our long years of slavery.
But the humans wouldn't let us be. I forget what comes next. If you've ever lost your bow, it was a lot like that. Wow. But the humans wouldn't let us be.
They were resentful, because we would not worship their gods. And because we put our people first, over the years, their nations grew cold toward the Dales. In their eyes, we were blasphemers and cruel tyrants.
Then the humans declared war on the Dales, and then some kind of war, but also great for festivals, we're told. And then the humans declared war on the Dales.
And so the Dales fell. They took our lands and dispersed our people, forcing us to live in their cities and abandon our gods. But many of us refused to relinquish our ways. We instead chose to scatter to the winds, wandering the lands.
We chose wandering the lands rather than the human rule. Please tell the rest, not to mention the Shemlin cities. This felt terrible.
To survive and preserve our culture, the clans stay apart until the day the Elvenon have a homeland once more.
Just think of the celebration we'll have then. We shall return the old ways to those who have lost them.
We are the Dalish, keepers of the lost lore, walkers of the lonely path.
We are the last Elvenon. Never again shall we submit.
Thank you for your forbearance, Dalen. You remember both the tale and the Oath of the Dales perfectly.
Of course I do.
I will let you get back to your tasks. I pray you find Tamlin.
Oh yeah, by the way, we have to find Tamlin. We've got an elf to save. I would like to hear more about our history.
Now that's something I rarely hear. Of course.
Tell me about Alathan.
Ah, yes. The Lost City. Before the Shemlin enslaved us, even before they came to this part of the world, our people lived in glorious Arlathan. Legends say that our ancestors were immortal, and we possessed magic the Shemlin could only dream of.
Do no books record our history?
When the humans enslaved us, they took away our language, our history, and our immortality. We quickened to the pace of life and retained nothing of ourselves. We were slaves for so long that even when we became free, there was little for us to recover. If books still exist, I do not know of them.
Why did the Shems allow us to exist if they hate us so much?
Perhaps they have no choice. Dalish clans are scattered to the winds and rarely gather, which makes us difficult for any organized effort to destroy. And why bother? We have nothing they want. No land, no treasure. And we always move on, allowing no one to grow too angry with us. Some might see this as cowardly, but we are proud. We are the last, and we will survive.
What happened to the elves who didn't join the Dalish? Yeah, what happened to the elves who didn't join the Dalish?
They remain in human cities, forgetting all they once had. We call them Flat Ears, but they differ little from their Shemlin masters. A few may return, but we must accept that they know nothing of the lore, or why we keep it.
Do you think we'll ever find another homeland?
We can hope to find a new home one day, where the Dalish and the Flat Ears will build a land greater even than Arlathan. We shall teach the Flat Ears the lore they lost, and perhaps they will teach us to understand the Shemlin at last. That is the only way we shall truly live in peace.
I think that's all, thank you.
Then I'm sure you have much to do, unless you've other questions.
I always have questions. What do you know about that Grey Warden?
The one who brought you back? Very little. He seemed decent enough as humans go. As for Grey Wardens, they're heroes without a doubt. Members of our own clan joined their ranks in ages past.
What do you know about Darkspawn?
Only that they eat living flesh and lurk in underground tunnels, once ruled by the Dergenlen, the dwarves. In the last blight long ago, the Grey Wardens all but wiped them out. Should they return, all races will shudder.
Again, Dergenlen. Anyway. Did elves ever live in caves?
I've never heard of such a thing. But in the days of ancient Arlathan, we lived free and spread far across the continent. We were as varied as the Shemlin, though fewer in number. Perhaps some of us lived in caves then, but all knowledge from that era is lost.
It's like in the Dragon Age Inquisition with the Trespasser DLC, where you get to go underground where the Kunari are set up and you see all the elven architecture underground. So it's almost like they're pulling back from this, because they don't really go into that much in Dragon Age 2, although maybe the Deep Road section that Bartrand and Varric go down to, and they say that this doesn't look like any dwarven that they know. Maybe that's supposed to be hinting at the elven part of it. But we'll look into that when we get to Dragon Age 2. We might be able to get some insight into that when we get there. So, anyway, I should go.
Of course. May the gods guide your path, Dalen.
Alright, well, with that in mind, who else can I talk to? Hello, child.
Why do we have to leave again? We're always going somewhere. Why can't I go to the Shem City?
Elf woman, are you drinking? Those are massive bottles. Hello?
I'm glad you survived. Losing 2 of our young would be a great blow to the clan.
Jesus, there's a lot of shit going on here. Scroll. Arlathan, Parwan, Arlathan.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll pick this. Give.
None, naturally.
Give. Give.
Over with.
Nice, some ice arrows. That will be good to have. Hala, nice. Alright, I will find Meryl and speak to her, and then once I've done that, I reckon we'll have a reading time. And then we might wrap up this first episode. How exciting. Alright, anything you want to say?
Why would the Keeper call for a move so early? We were not expecting to leave for weeks.
Hey, don't look at me.
That Shemlin was a Grey Warden. They are supposed to be great warriors.
Hello. Marin.
Anathara, it's good to see you recovered.
Hi. How are the Hala faring, Marin?
They fare well. The Keeper called for the clan to move on, and they will be ready to take us. One is heavy with calf, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Oh.
May I ask of Tamlin's fate? Some say the clan will leave before we find him.
I won't allow that to happen. We're going to find him, don't worry. He may very well be dead. Oh, we're going to find him, don't worry.
The Hala mourn our fallen. No sound is more heart-wrenching than their mourning cry. At least they won't be crying over you. They are quite fond of you.
Oh, well, that's nice. I reckon she would say, the Hala are beautiful creatures.
I admire them for their strength and pride. They are equals, not servants like the Shemlin horses. At any rate, I do not envy the Keeper's decision. I'll pray for Tamlin's safe return.
Gillenate, why don't you have a head? Or hands? Oh, it's probably a better fate than what happens in the Veilguard. Jesus. Yep, the mother of the Hala. Yep. Oh. Oh, so this one you can keep reading. Oh, interesting. It's alright, we'll get to that at story time. I imagine... Yeah, okay, so I've got to go down there. So I imagine Meryl's down there.
Have you fully recovered? I heard the Keeper was confounded, that she had never seen anything like it.
Comfort.
Have you fully recovered?
Oh my god, Island.
I heard
I'm glad you've recovered. Once we find Tamlin, we can concentrate on the journey northward.
Thank you for the bow, Master Island. It is light and sturdy, much better than the one I made last year.
You are more than welcome. My father made it and used it in battle against the Clane tribes.
I will carry it with honor.
Ooh, could I ask you for a bow as well, Master Island?
One of my own crafting, perhaps?
Oh, yes, thank you. No, thank you. I want to craft it. Thank you very much.
It may not have a history, but you'll provide one for it soon enough, yes?
Yeah, I will, thank you. I would like to hear the story of your father's battle.
Then I am proud to tell it. Our clan was one of the first to flee the Dales. When we came to Ferelden, the fiercest of the Shemlin were the barbarians known as the Clane. We didn't wait for them to attack us. Every Dalish clan in Ferelden united to bring the battle to them.
We attack them first. Ha, serves the human right. Yeah. Ha, serves the humans right. Let them fear us.
The ensuing battle went well for us. That day, we carved out our reputation of being the deadliest archers.
Oh, yeah.
Our arrows won us the right to wander these woods at will. It was this very bow that my father used that day.
Thank you for the tale, Master Island, and especially the bow. I will honor its history.
Why would you relinquish such a relic?
We are all the same clan. His hand is as my hand. I have relinquished nothing. It was my father who first spoke of the Vir Tanadal, the 3 ways of the hunter. The first is the Vir Asan, the way of the arrow, to reach for our goal unrelenting.
This is the way of the
second
trees.
is the Vir Borasan, the way of the bow, to bend, but not to break. The last is the Vir Adalen, the way of the wood. We are as ancient as the forests, each tree a part of the greater land. All Dalish are united in this. One day, we shall have a homeland again.
I'm pretty sure that's what Davrin talks about in the Veilguard. May I see your crafts?
Of course. Take whatever you need.
That's all I wanted, thank you. Oh, God of the Craft June! I still find it so funny that in the Veilguard you hear that name said for the first time. It's like fantasy names. You never really quite know how they're pronounced until someone who actually creates the story tells you how it's pronounced and you actually hear it said. I guess if you like listen to audiobooks you have the opportunity to hear these things, but in the overall you have to try and make it up yourself. So obviously when I play these games I always just thought it was June, and then in the Veilguard you hear Solus say June and you're like, what? June? What do you mean that's what they're called? Anyway, so the more you know. Oh, Paul!
Hello there. I don't think we've met.
Oh, you don't have a tattoo on your face. Juna, hello.
It's good you're well. You weren't here when Paul arrived, were you?
Hi.
I've heard of you. Everyone is talking about you and the other missing hunter. A Grey Warden brought you back here.
Yeah, you're not Dalish. Oh, the hunter's name is Tamlin. Ooh. You're not Dalish, are you?
That obvious, is it? I just found your camp a couple of days ago. A lucky thing. I heard rumors in a nearby human village that a Dalish camp was close, and I hope to find your hunters in the forest.
You were fortunate I didn't shoot you, Paul. I thought you were a Shem, and a bandit at that. You're not the first city elf to rejoin his people. I'm sure he'll find life among us more satisfying than with the Shems, if no less harsh.
In the alienage, we hear terrible stories about the Dalish. They aren't true, right?
Only the parts where we sacrifice young elves to the gods. Previous stuff useful, and the clan will be our home. Just don't be a coward and like summon flee. You've got nothing. You've nothing to worry about, Paul. I don't think her love for the Dalish extends to city elves, because I think to her, city elves, you know, are not. They're not Dalish, you know. They, I guess to her, maybe she feels like, you know, they've forgotten their ways. They're not living like the Dalish, you know. They're not doing the things that they do. So I wonder if that's how she feels. I don't think she would joke. You know, in the alienage we hear terrible stories about the Dalish. I don't think she would joke and say only the parts where we sacrifice young elves to the gods, because she wouldn't do that. Prove yourself useful and the clan will be a home. Just don't be a coward like summon flee. I think that's what she would say, because I think she's probably relating to the fact that obviously she's probably very much like, I am pure Dalish. I've grown up like this. You're a city elf and you have chosen to come here after obviously your family have not cared to be in Dalish, you know. So yeah, just don't be a coward like summon flee.
I'll do my best. I hope we find your missing friend very soon.
Good, thank you. But also, Juna, is your voice actor the same as, oh my gosh, what is that character's name? In the mage origin story, the Blood Mage, the voice sounds very similar. I know it starts with a J. It's not Jevon. That's someone in Dragon Age 2. Anyway, guess I'll find out. Whatever his name is. When we get to Redcliffe and we find him in the dungeons, I'll know. Alright, Meryl, where the hell are you? You're over there. Jesus. It's going to take forever to get to reading time.
Why do we have to leave again? We're always going somewhere. Why can't I go to the Shem City?
Wash your mouth out.
It's good to see you healthy. We feared you would perish.
Thank the creators. We were sure we'd lose you last night.
Oh, hello. You've got a name, which means you have dialogue.
By the creators, it is so good to see you whole and well.
Hello.
I was so worried.
Who are you? Oh, is she my mother? Oh, hello. Do you always look like that then? Are you one of those characters that changes slightly? Because I noticed that they do that with Dragon Age 2. If you change your character in the... Like, if you don't go for default Hawk, your family changes slightly. Like, Bethany's hair can change, and your mother's eye colour, and I think skin colour, and maybe hair colour? I'm not... Or hair design. They can change. I'm not quite sure about... Oh my god, massive mind blank. Your brother in Dragon Age 2, what happens with him? Oh dear. Anethara Ashal. It's good to see you. You really shouldn't worry so much about me. Enough Ashal, I don't need to be mothered by you anymore. You really shouldn't worry so much about me.
I can't help it, dear. I've raised you since
Oh.
your poor mother died. I've
Oh.
been outside the Keeper's tent the whole time. I have never been so relieved as when I heard you would pull through. What happened? Everyone says Tamlin may be dead.
I shouldn't say just yet. They may be right. He's missing. He's missing. That's all we know right now.
That's awful. I know how much you and the lad care for each other. It was always my hope that you two... Well, let's not dwell on it. You must be more careful. Your mother and father, may they rest in peace, would be horrified to see you take such risks.
Oh my gosh, I'm an orphan! I didn't know. Oh, goodness me. Terrible. I wonder if they died... I'd like to think canon, unless it is explained later, I'd like to think in canon, like, that my headcanon would be that they were, killed by the Shem, you know, by people, and that's part of the reason why Amara is so against them. But we shall see. We might find out, and I might be able to choose that background as well. So if that is a choice, that's fine. I should go. You've never spoken of my parents much. I wonder if this is where I can choose.
What happened to them is a sad tale, and it's in the past. Reopening old wounds benefits no one.
Tell me. Don't we daily strive to learn our past?
True. Perhaps you're old enough to hear this, though it hardly seems like the right time.
Tell me. Is there ever a good time?
Very well. If I do not tell you now, you'll only wonder.
So I don't
your
even
mother
know.
was a hunter, one of the finest, and your father was the keeper before Marathari.
Oh, damn.
He was
I'm
with
age.
us for a very long time. Your mother was from another clan, and her elders did not approve of the match. She and your father had to meet in secret.
Ooh.
One day, bandits caught them alone in the forest. Your father was killed, but your mother escaped.
Humans killed my father?
Yes, but also city elves, too. Those of our kind living with humans do not hold to the old ways. Your mother held to life long enough to give birth to you. But grief racked her heart. One night she simply walked into the moonlight and never returned.
Oh, that's really tragic. That was a foolish and weak thing to do. Okay, so my father died due to bandits, and it was humans and city elves. Okay, so that goes back to my point. She doesn't like city elves, but apparently I didn't know about my parents until now, but maybe deep down I knew, and maybe I had heard from others. So there you go. So I'm definitely going to have my character absolutely despise humans and not like city elves. So her way of approaching Pole just then was also good. My mother abandoned me?
She just couldn't carry on without your father.
R.I.P.
The clan decided not to discuss this around you, lest it poison your heart with sadness.
I can't believe I've never heard this tale. You should have told me.
Our people have learned to live with much sorrow. It seemed only right that we not dwell on it.
Well, I'm now
Your
on a
mother
revenge
did
mission.
leave you a gift. Something of your father's for you to have once you are older. Perhaps the time has come.
Yeah? Yeah, well, you only remember this now?
I was waiting for the right time, until you were grown. But you are grown now, aren't you?
Yes.
Take this key. You'll see some chests behind
Oh,
the storage
fabulous.
caravel by the Halapen. One of them was your mother's. Its contents are yours if you wish.
Nice! Sick. Okay, alright. Alright. Onward. Back to the chests. Well, there you go. So just as I thought. I don't even have to select that. It's already in there that I gotta have to have a tragic moment with my parents. Ooh, what do I get with it? Oh, spirit resistance. A necklace made up of hundreds of wooden beads, each carved into the shape of an animal. Deer, hawks, wolves, and rabbits chase each other around its life. That's really cute. And I'll take the boots. Cool. Alright. Let's put those on. Oh, my mother left me some boots. I can't wear because it's strength related. Oh, she never knew me. She abandoned me and never knew who I was. I'll put the helmet on. I don't want it. I don't care much for helmets in this because I hate that you can't take them off. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Whoops. But the necklace, I'll put that on. I hate that you don't get to see it, but, you know. Imagine this glittering thing that used to be my mother's. She never knew me. She abandoned me. But yes, no, I think that means that my character is like fully against humans. And that just solidifies the fact that she's fully against humans. And now fully against city elves. So look forward to seeing how that progresses my choices. Ooh. Secret note. On Dalish landships. Arabels.
I miss Tamlin. I want him to come
Search
home.
parties have been looking for Tamlin since the Grey Warden brought you back. No luck so far.
Hi, Meryl. Alrighty.
The Keeper told me I'm to accompany you back to those caves. As her apprentice, I may see something you missed. But our main objective is to find Tamlin, of course. We must make haste. He may not have much time.
Alright, so they didn't stick with the voice actor. I didn't know that. There you go. Federal is coming with us. Any objections?
That depends on the Keeper. I thought we're supposed to go alone.
Well, I did ask. She's fine with it. I say he comes. I have nothing. Nothing in my strength to intimidate.
Fine, but if the Keeper gets angry, it's on your head. So that's settled. Are you ready to go?
Aren't you worried about getting sick?
A little, but the Keeper cured you. How dangerous could it be? Even if I get sick, finding Tamlin or something valuable will be worth it.
How much did the Keeper tell you?
Enough to pique my interest and my concern. You can explain the rest on the way.
Okay, I don't need supplies. I'm good.
And let us make haste while daylight lasts.
I find that really interesting that they have gone with a different voice actor. And her personality is really different compared to how Meryl is in Dragon Age 2. But, okay, can I speak to you?
Yes?
Oh my gosh, you are very unkind. What do you know about Grey Wardens?
Not much. They're an old order that saved us from Darkspawn in the past, but I thought they died out long ago. I'm told they deserve respect, though it was odd to see a Shem in our camp for so long.
Yeah. Oh, okay, alright. Actually, I'm going to use this moment to go into reading time. Alright, so let's read some of the codex entries and see how interesting it is, because obviously a lot of the lore that we learn in Dragon Age 2, well, more so Inquisition and the Veilguard, is all about the Elven history and the Dwarven history at that. So I'm actually really keen about Orzammar and that part of Origins as well. But I'm really interested to know about, you know, the codex entries and starting as a Dalish elf, meaning that we get a lot of those Elven Dalish codexes early. Very exciting. So, all right. Oh, we don't want to start with wolf. Okay, all right. We're in creatures. Is this the codex? Okay, yes. Cool. So, Halla. No creature is more revered by the Dalish than the Halla. No other animal has a god of its own. These white stags are much larger than ordinary deer, and the Dalish Halla keepers carve their antlers as they grow, making them curve into intricate designs. I think that's really neat. In ancient times, these stags brought elven knights into combat, but since the fall of the Dales, they are used less as mounts and more to pull the Arabels. Giant spider. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however, some claim... full stop. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders transform into larger and more potent creatures they ever would become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few and the full range of their abilities are unknown. So I wonder, so where it says, some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting these creatures as these spiders, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into a larger, more potent creature than they ever would become naturally. So we've got the Black City, which is the prison for these elves, and Gillenane obviously, as we learn, created very, like, mutated creatures. Like, she created the Darkspawn and everything else like that, and did a lot of testing and put things together. And as we see in Balara's, one of her quests or outings, you see some of the elven artifacts, and one of them is like Gillenane's something, which is about, you know, anything that goes near it or touches it, you know, morphs into something else. So I think it's really interesting that that's there to say that, like, you know, the veil leaks, you know, allows magic to leak and taint such creatures. So I wonder if it links into that a bit. So the wolf. It is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf possesses in Ferelden. For a people that so clearly adore their hounds, Ferelden simultaneously harbour a distrust of wolves that borders on the unreasonable. Unreasonable, that is, if one were not familiar with the ancient legends regarding werewolves. There was a time in Ferelden's past when demons inhabited the bodies of wolves in great numbers, causing the wars against werewolves and spreading great fear and panic. The werewolves were slain, but even today the noble wolf is still looked upon with trust. From the Legends of Ferelden by Mother Aelis of Denerim, 910 Dragon. An attack by wolves upon civilized folk happens rarely, often only in times of desperation, and even then only when the wolves have the advantage of numbers. This can change during a blight. When Darkspawn rise onto the surface, the presence dramatically alters the savage nature of normal beasts. In Blight's past, as the corruption of the Darkspawn spread through the wilder areas of Thedas, it would infect the animals found there, and the more powerful of them would survive and be transformed into a more vicious and dangerous beast. A Blight wolf is one such example, mad with pain of its infection, and only through the overriding command of the Darkspawn does it still retain some semblance of its pack instincts. Blight wolves are always found in large groups and will tend to overwhelm a single target if they can, using their numbers to their advantage. It is fortunate that these creatures rarely survive the corruption for very long. Ooh. Interesting. Oops. Right, magic and religion. Alrighty. Elganon, the god of vengeance. Hey, hey. Long ago, when time itself was young, the only thing in existence were the sun and the land. The sun, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elganon was born in the place where they touched. Bloody propaganda is what this is. The sun and the land loved Elganon greatly, for he was beautiful and clever. As a gift to Elganon, he was beautiful and clever. Would you say that he was beautiful in Veilguard? Anyway, neither here nor there. As a gift to Elganon, the land brought forth great birds and beasts of sky and forest, and all manner of wonderful green things. Elganon loved his mother's gifts, and praised them highly, and walked amongst them often. The sun, looking down upon the fruitful land, saw the joy that Elganon took in her works, and grew jealous. Out of spite, he shone his face full upon the creatures the earth had created, and burned them all to ashes. The land cracked and split from bitterness and pain, and cried salt tears for the loss of all she had wrought. The pool of tears cried for the land became the ocean, and the cracks in her body the first rivers and streams. Elganon was furious at what his father had done, and vowed vengeance. He lifted himself into the sky and wrestled the sun, determined to defeat him. They fought for an eternity, and eventually the sun grew weak, while Elganon's rage was unabated. Eventually, Elganon threw the sun down from the sky and buried him in a deep abyss created by the land's sorrow. With the sun gone, the world was covered in shadow, and all that remained in the sky were the reminders of Elgonon's battle with his father, drops of the sun's blood which twinkled and shimmered in the darkness. From the tale of Elgonon and the sun as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dale Shelves. So, thinking of what we know about Elgonon, and the story of the tyrannical elves, or the Evanuris, I like to think of these stories and think about who the son was. Who was Elgonon's father and mother? Like, because they were spirits. So, oh god, it does become a bit of a deep hole to dig into. Dig into? It's probably not the right phrase to use at all. But it does, they were spirits transformed into the first elves. So when you read, where, the son, curious about the land, bowed his head close to her body, and Elgonon was born in the place where they touched. Interesting. Anyway. Fen'Harel, the Dread Wolf. There is precious little we know about Fen'Harel, for they say he did not care for our people. Elgonon and Mythal created the world as we know it. Anduril taught us the ways of the hunter. Siles and June gave us fire and crafting, but Fen'Harel kept to himself and plotted the betrayal of all the gods. And after the destruction of Arlathan, when the gods could no longer hear our prayers, it is said that Fen'Harel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth, giggling madly and hugging himself in glee. Which is funny, because when you think about the steps of which they take to get to that point. So they were tyrannical. Solus led the rebellion. And when they say, it is said that Fen'Harel spent centuries in a far corner of the earth giggling madly and hugging himself with glee. Obviously, that didn't happen. He used a lot of power, fell asleep, had some naps for a long, long time, and then woke up. So he did spend centuries in a far corner of the earth, but I don't think he was giggling madly. I think he was having a good old sleep. The legends say that before the fall of Arlathan, the gods we know and revere fought an endless war with others of their kind. There is not a Haran among us who remembers these others. Only in dreams do we hear whispered the names of Geldoran and Darenthal and Anaris, for they are the Forgotten Ones, the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. See, we meet Anaris, and not Geldoran or Darenthal, but we do meet Anaris, and it's interesting that they're the gods of terror and malice, spite and pestilence. So is Anaris pestilence then, if it's listed at the end? Because I imagine that Geldoran is terror and malice, Darenthal is spite, and Anaris is pestilence. In ancient times, only Fen'Harel could walk without fear among both our gods and the Forgotten Ones. For although he is kin to the gods of the people, the Forgotten Ones knew of his cunning ways and saw him as one of their own. Not quite. That is how Fen'Harel tricked them. Our gods saw him as brother, and they trusted him, when he said that they must keep to the heavens while he arranged a truce. And the Forgotten Ones trusted him also when he said he would arrange for the defeat of our gods if only the Forgotten Ones would return to the abyss for a time. They trusted Fen'Harel, and they were all of them betrayed, and Fen'Harel sealed them away so they could never again walk among the people. So they were sealed away, but obviously, where it says, must keep to the heavens. Ooh, the city. From the tale of Fen'Harel's triumph, as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Ralafaran clan of the Dale Shelves. So interesting, knowing what we know and reading that. And when I say knowing what we know, obviously a lot of the things that I have recently just said, if you've never played Dragon Age before, and you don't want spoilers, well, I've spoiled everything for you. So, but hopefully for those who have played it and are watching this and are interested in talking about this stuff, I'd be interested to hear some of your thoughts in the comments for some of this stuff too as we go along. But so interesting to read, knowing what we know. Alright. Gillanane, mother of the Hulla. Oh man, is she an interesting one. They say Gillanane was one of the people. in the days before Arlathan, and the chosen of Andriel, the huntress. She was very beautiful, with hair of snowy white, and as graceful as a gazelle. She kept always to Andriel's way, and Andriel favoured her above all others. Because there's a note that you can get in the Veilguard between the two of them, or to Gillenane to Andriel, or to Elganon to Gillenane, or something like that, where you can tell that I think there was like a romance between Gillenane and Andriel. She was very beautiful with hair of snowy white. I think that changes. I don't recall Gillenane having snowy white hair in the Veilguard. One day while hunting in the forest, Gillenane came across a hunter she did not know. At his feet lay a hawk, shot through the heart by an arrow. Gillenane was filled with rage, for the hawk, along with the hare, is an animal much loved by Andriel. Gillenane demanded that the hunter make an offering to Andriel in exchange for taking the life of one of her creatures. The hunter refused, and Gillenane called upon the goddess to curse him, so that he could never again hunt and kill a living creature. Gillenane's curse took hold, and the hunter found that he was unable to hunt. His prey would dart out of sight, and his arrows would fly astray. His friends and family began to mock him for his impotence. For what use is a hunter who cannot hunt? Ashamed, the hunter swore he would find Gillenane and repay her for what she had done to him. He found Gillenane while she was out on a hunt with her sisters, and lured her away from them with lies and false words. He told Gillenane that he had learned his lesson and begged her to come with him so she could teach him to make a proper offering to Andriel. Moved by his plea, Gillenane followed the hunter, and when they were away from all of her sisters, the hunter turned on Gillenane. He blinded her first, and then bound her as one would bind a kill fresh from the hunt. But because he was cursed, the hunter could not kill her. Instead, he left her for dead in the forest. And Gillenane prayed to the gods for help. She prayed to Elganon for vengeance, to Mother Mythal to protect her, and above all she prayed to Andriel. Andriel sent her hares to Gillenane, and they chewed through the ropes that bound her, but Gillenane was still wounded and blind, and could not find her way home. So Andriel turned her into a beautiful white deer, the first Hulla, and Gillenane found her way back to her sisters and led them to the hunter who was brought to justice. And since that day the Hulla have guided the people, and have never led us astray, for they listened to the voice of Gillenane. From the tale of Gillenane, as told by Gisherel, keeper of the Ralaferan clan of the Dalish Elves. So is it by... Because in the Veilguard, she doesn't have eyes. She's got a mouth in one eye and blight boils in the other one, basically. So this... I hadn't really connected it. So she's blind. She doesn't have sight, I guess. And I guess that's why she's designed that way, maybe? I guess? I don't know. Yeah, interesting. And she made the Hulla. It was her first creation. Interesting. June, god of the craft. We dedicate all our crafts to June, for it is he who taught the people to bend the branches of trees to make our bows, and to fashion coverings of fir and ironbark. Without June, would we have the Aravel, or the harnesses for our Hulla, or the Luvians? When the people were young, we wandered the forest without purpose. We drank from streams and ate the berries and nuts that we could find. We did not hunt, for we had no bows. We wore nothing, for we had no knowledge of spinning and needlecraft. We walked around, dick swinging. We shivered in the cold nights and went hungry through the winters, when all the world was covered in ice and snow. Then Siles the hearth-keeper came and gave us fire and taught us how to feed it with wood. June taught us to fashion bows and arrows and knives, so that we could hunt. We learned to cook with the flesh of the creatures we hunted over Siles' fire, and we learned to clothe ourselves in the furs and skins, and the people were no longer cold and hungry. As told by Gisherel, keeper of the Ralaferan clan of the Dalish Elves. What I find most interesting about the other gods that we don't hear or learn so much about in the Veilguard compared to Elganon, Mythal, and Gillenane is each of the gods each of the Evanuris were powerful mages that were tyrannical. Nobody liked any of them. It wasn't just Elganon as a dickhead. It wasn't just Mythal being the way that she was, or Gillenane being absolutely crazy with the things that she did and the things that she created, going from, as Solus said, I think he called her I can't remember the term that he used. Not the kindest one. It definitely wasn't that. But they become power hungry at some point, because that's the point of them. They become these tyrannical leaders, these tyrants. We don't learn about Siles and June and stuff like that. We hear about the fact that these are the gods of the craft and god of the hearth, the hearthkeeper, what have you. It's just interesting, like, what is the evil turnaround for Siles? You know, was she so powerful in fire, for example? And what was June's thing? You know, like, what was the thing that made June tyrannical? Like, that's what I would love to learn more about, because you can only get so much from the stories. And maybe I'm just forgetting some codexes from the other games that might give us a bit more detail on that. So, let's see. Aravels, we are the Dalish, keepers of the lost law, walkers of the lonely path. We are the last Elven. Never again shall we submit. The oath of the Dales. Someone once told me that humans flee when they see the sails of our Aravels flying above the tops of trees. I say, good, let them flee. The humans took everything from us, our homeland, our freedom, our immortality. What's a little fear compared to all the horrors inflicted upon us? I recite the oath of the Dales to myself each day when I sleep and when I wake. Never again shall we submit. Never again. The keeper says that one day the Dalish will find a home that we can call our own. But why? Why should we tie ourselves to stone constructions like the humans and the dwarves? Or the Dugenlin, I guess. What is wrong with the life we have now? We owe nothing to anyone. We have no master but ourselves, and we go where the Hulla and the gods take us. There is nothing more wonderful than sitting on an Aravel as it flies through the forest, pulled by our Hulla. We are truly free for the first time in our people's history. Why should we change this? From the Journal of Taniel, Clan Hunter. You're not wrong. The Brazilian Forest. There are places in the Brazilian forest where the veil is so thin the difference between awake and dreaming is next to nothing. In one such place, a wood shaper was born under such unfortunate stars that his mother named him Abelas, which means... Oh! Abelas! He's the guy! In Inquisition. Called Sorrow. Oh my gosh. Okay, which means sorrow, and he lived up to his name. He could keep no apprentices and lost his stock of bows in mishap after mishap, until finally he had nothing. The rest of the clan began to fear that his ill luck would harm them too, and whispered among themselves of casting him out. Abelas heard them and resolved to change his luck, and so went into the forest alone to seek a suitable tree from which to make bows. At last he spied a young rowan growing beside a stream. He drew his axe, and the tree cried out in fear, begging to be spared, but Abelas said, "If I do not take your life, mine will surely end." With 2 strokes he felled the tree. From the tree he made the finest 3 bows he had ever crafted. Pleased, Abelas returned to camp and gave his bows to the hunters at once. By nightfall, however, the camp was in an uproar. The hunters had returned with braces of hares, which, when cut open, revealed only worms and sawdust. The elder said it was a sign that the hunters had robbed some spirit of its host, for it is well known that spirits do not go about at the waking world on their own, but inhabit another creature's body. The elder worked a charm to banish the spirit back to the Fade, and the clan went to sleep hungry. The next day the hunters brought back a doe, and again the beast bled sawdust. Now the clan began to fear the spirit would starve them, and wondered what they had done to deserve it. Abelas came forward and then told of the rowan tree. The elder considered for a long time before declaring that they must replace what Abelas had taken from the spirit. So he sent the hunters to dig up a rowan sapling and bring it living to the camp. The elder ordered the sapling planted and appeared to the spirit for forgiveness. There was a terrible sound then, as if the whole forest were crying out in protest. Darkness fell upon the camp, and though it was just past midday, and when the darkness passed, a rowan grove, every tree bearing the frozen face of a terrified elf, stood where the camp had been. From then on, it was forbidden in every clan to cut living trees in the Brazilian forest. The spirits know nothing of forgiveness. The Rowan Grove, a Dalish tale from Ferelden Folk by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. That can't be the same Abelas, right? Unless it is. From the Well of Sorrows? Hello? I guess we'll find out. I don't think that story lines up with Abelas at all, but Interesting. The city elves. It is hard to tell our children about those of our people who have decided to live in the Shemlin cities. They ask, why would anyone want to be treated like that? And sometimes I do not know what to say. I do not understand it myself. They were freed, but they have returned to live in the service of their former masters. They are housed like animals in walled sections of the Shemlin cities. They do the meanest of tasks and are rewarded with nothing. Why? I do not know. We tell the children that the Elven are strong, that we are a proud people, but they hear of those city elves who choose to toil under the human's heavy hand. How do we teach them pride when they know there are others who would allow themselves to be trampled into the dust? So we tell them that these city elves are to be pitied, that they have given up on their people, given up their heritage. We tell them that some people are so used to being controlled that when freed they know not what to do with themselves. They are weak and afraid of the unfamiliar, afraid of our life, of wandering. Above all, they are afraid even to hope that one day we may have a home of our own. Israel, keeper of the Relafarian clan of the Dalish Elves. Arlathan, or Arlathan, Part 1. Interchangeable, I have come to find. Before the ages were named or numbered, our people were glorious and eternal and never changing. Like the great oak tree, they were constant in their traditions, strong in their roots and ever reaching for the sky. They felt no need to rush when life was endless. They worshipped their gods for months at a time. Decisions came after decades of debate, and an introduction could last for years. From time to time, our ancestors would drift into centuries-long slumber, but this was not death, for we know they wandered the fade in dreams. I sometimes think there are some people in this world that do take decades and decades of debate to make decisions. I don't think we've changed that much. Maybe we are elves. Anyway, in those ages, our people called all the land Elvenan, which in the old language means place of our people, and at the centre of the world stood the great city of Arlathan, a place of knowledge and debate, where the best of the ancient elves would go to trade knowledge, greet old friends, and settle disputes that had gone on for millennia. But while our ancestors were caught up in the forever cycle of ages, drifting through life at what we today would consider an intolerable pace, the world outside the lush forests and ancient trees was changing. The humans first arrived from Parvolan to the north. The whole movement of people and races from the north. What's in the north? Oh my god, give us a Dragon Age 5 so I know what's in the north. Anyway. The humans first arrived from Parvolan to the north, called Shemlin or Quicklings by the ancients. The humans were pitiful creatures whose lives blinked by in an instant. When they first met the elves, the humans were brash and warlike, quick to anger and quicker to fight, with no patience for the unhurried pace of elven diplomacy. But the humans brought worse things than war with them. Our ancestors proved susceptible to human diseases, and for the first time in history, elves died of natural causes. What's more, those elves who spent time bartering, negotiating with humans found themselves aging, tainted by the humans' brash and impatient lives. Many believe that the ancient gods had judged them unworthy of their long lives and cast them down among the quicklings. Our ancestors came to look upon the humans as parasites, which I understand is similar to the way the humans see our people in the cities. The ancient elves similarly... The ancient elves immediately moved to close Elvenan off from the humans for the fear that this quickening effect would crumble the civilization. The fall of Arlathan is told by Gisharel. So that's part 1. Interesting. Because we know that it was the creation of the veil that broke the fade, that severed the connection, that put the fade away, basically. That was the making of the prison for the Evanuris that stopped the aging of the elves, because it was that disconnection. But yes, blame the humans. Just, yeah, that makes sense. We probably did do something bad, so, blame them too. Arlathan Part 2. You ask what happened to Arlathan. Sadly, we do not know. Even those of us who keep the ancient lore have no record of what truly happened. What we have are accounts of the days before the fall and a fable of the whims of the gods. The human world was changing even as the elves slept. Clans and tribes gave way to a powerful empire called Tevinter, which, and for what reason we do not know, moved to conquer Elvenan. When they breached the city of Arlathan, our people, fearful of disease and loss of immortality, chose to flee rather than fight. With magic, demons, and even dragons at their behest, the Tevinter Imperium marched easily through Arlathan, destroying homes and galleries and amphitheatres that had stood for ages. Our people were corralled as slaves, and human contact quickened their veins until every captured elf turned mortal. The elves called to the ancient gods, but there was no answer. Which is interesting, because they had been sealed away. As to why the gods didn't answer, our people left only a legend. They say that Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf, and the Lord of Tricksters approached the ancient gods of good and evil and proposed a truce. The gods of good would remove themselves to heaven, and the lords of evil would exile themselves to the abyss, neither group ever again to enter the other's lands. But the gods did not know that Fen'Harel had planned to betray them, and by the time they realized the Dreadwolf's treachery, they were sealed in their respective realms, never again to interact with the mortal world. It is a fable, to be sure, but those elves who travel the beyond claim that Fen'Harel still roams the world of dreams, keeping watch over the gods lest they escape from their prisons. Totally true. I love that. Whatever the case, Arlathan had fallen to the very humans our people had once considered mere pests. It is said that the Tevinter Magisters used their great destructive power to force the very ground to swallow Arlathan whole, destroying eons of collected knowledge, culture, and art. The whole of elven lore left only to memory. That's a really interesting codex to read after playing all of the games. Because we know that the Tevinter mages broke into the Black City and took out a trickle of the blight with them when they got kicked out. Very interesting. But yes, no, because they called out to the gods and the gods didn't answer because they were sealed away. That was it. The most powerful beings in the tyrannical leaders and the most powerful mages, the Evanuris, were sealed away, taken away. And the elves were left to be basically corralled as slaves. Pros and cons, I guess. The Dalish elves. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wild borderlands. We raise Hala and build Aravels, and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard of us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us. Elganon, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father. Lothal, the protector. Fen'Harel, the Dreadwolf. Andruil, the huntress. Falandin, the friend of the dead. Dirthaman, the keeper of secrets. Gillanane, the mother of Hala. June, the master of crafts. And Silace, the hearthkeeper. We gather every 10 years for the Alathvan to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves. That leaves us at the end of story time and the very end of this first episode of Dragon Age Origins and this story analysis series. I'm super excited about continuing to play this and for us to get more of this lore and to consider what it means now that we know what happens in the Veilguard and to continue to see this trail and see how we get from here to there. And I'm super excited. I love the character that I've created. I love being a Dalish elf. I love trying to create this character that is absolutely Solas's worst nightmare. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed it. And if you're keen to go through this and really analyze the story and go through knowing what happens in the Veilguard and everything else and coming along this journey with me, I'm super keen to join. I'm super keen for you to join me on this. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, all those types of things that you do. And yeah, I'll see you for the next episode. Thank you so much. See ya.